to Proverbs 3, and this is verses 5 through 6. So this is where we see trust in the Bible. And it says, trust in the Lord with all of thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So when I went to look up trust in the concordance, I was telling Anthony, I was so excited because I was like, yeah, so now I'm going to find a big word and, explain to them why trust doesn't really mean our definition of trust in the Bible. So I was flipping through the concordance. I got to the TRs, and I was like, oh, yeah. And I got to trust, and it said, see faith. I said, well, Lord, okay. So when God is saying trust in the Bible, he's saying have faith, not our definition of trust, not the trust where we can meddle in. Have faith that I will take care of it, that I will provide and supply your needs and the things that you're looking for in your life. It's kind of like me with Anthony. We have 3 kids. So there's days where, I'm like, you know what, can you go give the kids a bath? I'm just tired. I just want to go, lay down. Now, if I have faith that he can do that, then I'm going to go lay down and let him wash the kids and do whatever it is. But if I just trust him to do it, those are the times where I'm like, oh, yeah, and don't forget to use that soap. Oh, yeah, and don't forget to get those clothes. So I trust him to do it, but do I really have faith that he can do it? Knowing that he can, but it's that fact of giving up the control. Now, Romans 12:3 says that God has given us a measure of faith. So going back to the example of growing up as a child and learning from your experiences with the relationships you have with man, you kind of learn by trial and error. But if God has given us a measure of faith, we get to skip that trial and error. He's saying that you can completely trust in me because I'm going to stand by my word. If I tell you I'm going to do it, then I'm going to do it. There's no trial and error with God. So, in having faith, we don't have to worry about, okay, well, is he going to do it? Might it happen? It is going to happen. If I said I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. If you go with me to Jeremiah 29:11 and 14. And I'm going to read this from the Message. It says, I know what I'm doing. I have it all planned out. Plans to take care of you, not abandon you. Plans to give you the future you hope for. When you call on me, when you come and pray to me, I'll listen. When you come looking for me, you'll find me. Yes, when you get serious about finding me and want it more than anything else, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed. I'll turn things around for you. I'll bring you back from all of the countries into which I drove you. Bring you home to the place from which I sent you off into exile. You can count on it. So, with having faith and growing into faith, there's no reason for us to doubt God. He knows what he has planned for us. When we're trying to put our hands in it and meddling in it, we're just prolonging the process. Because he knows where he wants us to be, where he's directing us. We get so, God gives us something and we get so excited about it, and we don't wait for his guidance and his direction. And then when things aren't working out, we're like, well, God, you told us, or you told me that you were going to do this. Why is it not happening? Because you're meddling. You don't have faith. You have trust. You're meddling in it. That's not what he asked you to do. Now, it kind of seems that, okay, well, if I have faith and I trust that, God will take care of my needs, then what's there to worry about? Well, it's not that easy. Because if it was just that easy, then we get complacent and just be like, all right, God's going to take care of it. Keep it moving. So if you look at James 2:7, it tells us that even so, if faith have not works, it is dead being alone. So that means you have to put some action behind your faith.
All right.
But it's not your action, it's God's action. It's not what you want to do or what you think you should do. It's what he wants you to do and what he's directed you to do. There's so many, we have so many people who will, come up to pastor and say, hey, pastor, you know what? I think God has given me, he's telling me that, I should pastor a church. And that's wonderful. And so, pastor's like, all right, we'll get together, we'll talk about it. And then they come back the next Sunday, all right, I already bought a building. Well, wait a minute. He may have given you that as a promise, but you don't know what path he has you on. Maybe he wants you to stay and grow and learn to become what he's called you to be, not just jump out and do it. That's kind of like an example with us and Caleb. When I was pregnant with Aubrey, God gave Anthony a dream. And we just ran with it. We were just like, oh, this is a boy. Then we went there and they're like, oh, you're having a girl. We're like, okay, well, we were off the mark, all right. So then next go around, Caden came around. We was like, oh, we know this is a boy. The Lord told us this was going to be a boy. He didn't tell us. He didn't say when. He just said, you're going to have a boy, and his name is going to be Caleb. But in our time, we was like, yeah, this one is definitely it. This one is definitely it. So, oh, goodness. I have a thing with bugs, sorry. And apparently I smell good today. So it's 6 years later, and God has blessed us with Caleb. But that's a prime example of, taking something God has given you and not waiting for the direction or the guidance. Because we immediately ran with it. We were telling family members, friends, yeah, this is a boy. Not at all. Okay. So, waiting for the guidance and the instruction. And not only that, not waiting for it, you can't get upset by jumping the gun and then being like, okay, God, bless it now. That's not how it works. He didn't call you at that time. There's a time and a place for everything. He has everything in an order. So just because you're in a hurry, that doesn't change his time frame.
Come on.
And not only as far as action, it doesn't always require something out of the norm. A lot of times we hear, okay, well, faith without works is dead, so that means I need to, go plan and have this 6-day revival, and that's not what God says. Your work sometimes is just what he's given you to serve. Maybe it's just to be here and be an usher and be on time and serve the people. That's your work. And that's enough for him to fulfill his promises to you. Sometimes your work is just thanking him and praising him for what he's promised you. It doesn't always have to be something grand or huge. Now, of course, nothing is ever going to be easy and peaches and roses all the time. You're going to have trials and you're going to have tribulations. But those are to strengthen you, not to beat you down. Those are to help you to continue to grow in your faith. And faith isn't an overnight thing. Because if it were, a lot of us would be doing a lot better than we are now. It's kind of like, if you've never had any, money issues, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, you can't pay your $2,000 rent. Are you going to be like, oh, okay, God has it? Or are you going to be like, I trust you, God. However, I'm going to do this little hustle over here and do this over here and try to get this money together because I don't want to be put out of my house. However, if you've had those experiences where, man, God, I have this $25 I just need for this bill, and someone comes and blesses you with $30. Oh, well, thank you, Lord. Thank you for providing. Then the next time, I have this $500 bill. Lord, I don't know how I'm going to pay it, but I trust that you're going to make a way. The Lord blesses you and he pays that bill. Mm-hmm. So the next time when it comes around and it is your $2,000 rent, well, Lord, I know you're going to work it out. I don't know how, but just tell me where to go. Direct me. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to stress myself out about it, running around, trying to make a hustle here and a hustle there. I'm just going to let you take care of it. We have had several times where we have been tested, and this past summer has been one of those times. And just looking back, everything that has happened before was just a building block to prepare us for what we've been dealing with. I don't know if many of you know, but in January of this year, Sprint decided that they would rather outsource than have their jobs in the U.S. Mm. So my call center that I was working in, that's probably been open for about 20-plus years, they closed. They closed 6 internal sites. And I was like, Lord, we got number 3 on the way. The girls are in school. We got to get a new car because all of us can't fit in that Nissan. But I trust and know that you're going to make a way. And when I say trust, I mean it as faith. Not me meddling, but I have faith and believe that you're going to take care of it. I got too much going on to be trying to stress out, and you're going to take care of it. So, like I said, that was January. They officially closed the end of April, and my due date was April 16th. So I told the Lord, I was like, well, Lord, I would love to be able to, spend the summer with the kids. Just kind of be there because working at Sprint, I was working all kinds of crazy hours and didn't get to see them like I wanted to. And before I get into that, in 2009, and we've shared this before, I was pregnant with Aubrey. And my job at the time decided, well, We can't really mute you right now.